Hi, I just wanted to show you a visual example of what you're going to do for the Delta Math assignment. You have solved linear systems for level 1 and level 2. This one is level 1 where they already have it in the y equals mx plus b format. So all you need to do is find the m and b to plot it to start plotting points on the graph. So for the first equation, the slope would be 1 over 4, and then the b is positive 5. So the b is where you begin, so you're going to start at the 5. And let's say you made a mistake and you put it on 4 or another number, you can always click on the point again to erase it and then put it where you need to put it. So for this one, you put it on 5, and then the slope is 1 over 4. That means you do 1 up and go 4 to the right. So 1 up, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means you have your rise over run. Always, it's almost like you're going up a stairs. You need to rise, you need to lift the leg up, and then walk across the step however wide it is. So you have the first line. And remember, you need only 2 points to make a line. So once you have the second point, then Delta will create the line for you. Now you do the second line. That negative 1, that's the invisible one. That is not there, but it's negative 1. Not negative x, negative 1. So that means you do negative 1 over 1. And when you have a negative slope or negative number, or I should say negative fraction, the negative is going to go either to the top number or the bottom number. So I'm going to just have the top number, negative 1. So that means 1 down and 1 to the right. But I need to start on my b, which is negative 5. And remember, whatever sign is in front of the number sticks with that number. So I got negative 5, and I'm going 1 down and 1 to the right. Oops, like that, 1 to the right. All right, so now I have my 2 points, my 2 lines. Now I have to find the point of intersection. So I look to see where they intersect, and I notice that it's negative 8, 3. So now I can write my solution. Let's say you did negative 8, 3. Delta Math is going to say it's wrong. Even though that is the correct points, where that common point is, you need to write it in coordinate form. That means it needs to be negative 8, comma, 3, and close parentheses. That's how you write a point. All right, so then you submit the answer, ask you if you want to submit it, you say yes, and there you go. And it shows you what you did and how it's supposed to be, which if you got it right, you got it right. Okay, so that's one type of example. The level 2 is where you're going to have to actually turn one of the equations into slope-intercept form, meaning y equals mx plus b. This one has one of them that's in y equals mx plus b, and the second one isn't. So let's deal with the first. The first, we see that the slope is 1 over 2. Slope is always next to a variable, and it's always just the number itself. And then b is the number that stands alone. That's plus 7. So we're going to start at 7. That's positive 7. We start there, and the slope is 1 up, 2 to the right. 1 up, 2 to the right. All right, so done with that point. Now, the second one, don't assume that because the way it's written, you can say, oh, okay, what number is in front of the x? Okay, what's the y-intercept? You look for the number that stands alone. You can't do that. You need to change it into the slope-intercept form. So I'm going to change that first. So I'm going to rewrite it. X plus y equals negative 2. This is standard form, SF. I'm going to get it into the y equals mx plus b format, where y is by itself on the left side. So then that means I need to subtract x on both sides. This will cancel out. Y will be by itself. And since I can't combine these two because they're not like term, I leave it as negative x minus 2. So now I can start looking for my m and my b. My m is going to be negative 1 over 1, because remember, if you have a whole number, you can always put it over 1. And then my b is negative 2. All right. So since I have that, now I can start at my b, which is negative 2. And then I'm going to go 1 down, 1 to the right. All right, so I got my 2 points. It gave me the line. Now I can find the point of intersection where the 2 lines meet. So based on what I see, it's -6, 4, and then I'm going to write it in coordinate form. So in parentheses, -6, 4. Right, then I'm going to submit it. And there you go. And here they showed you that they had to turn that into y equals mx plus b like I did in order to graph. Because if you graph from standard form, it's going to be wrong, and I've seen that before, so please turn it into y equals mx plus b. Alright, so this was just showing you how to plot the points on the graph. You've already had problems like this, just in case you forgot, just a refresher, so that way you know how to do these do the assignment. Alright, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.